food ideas is not just a university event or keynote. Any description of today's scheduled program is not allowed. Kindly be aware that the reception section will result in immediate removal from the event. Thank you for your support and cooperation. The program will begin momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for our national anthem. Welcome to the University of Nevada 2045 Spring Commencement Ceremony. My name is Jeff Thompson. I'm the President, Executive Vice President and Provost of the University. And today I'm the Commencement Ceremony. I want to take a moment to recognize several distinguished guests. Please stand to be recognized as you're able. From the Nevada System of Higher Education Board of Regents, Vice Chair Dr. Jeff Dowd, Regent Lloyd Cotto, Regent Heather Brown, Chancellor Patty Carlson, Matthew Marshall, and Chair of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Aaron Gill, Vice President for Student Services, Dr. Heather Speed, Vice President for Research and Innovation, Dr. Will Lotto, Vice President for Information Technology, Dr. Sasha Pillay, Vice Provost of Graduate Education and Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Marcus Schimmelweiler, Dean of the College of Science, Dr. Lisa Hope-Booth, Dean of the School of Social Work, Dr. Lily Wasinski, Dean of the Honors College, Dan Green, Executive Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Dr. Melanie Duckworth, our Athletic Director, Seth Durant, Director of Indigenous Relations, Dasha Van Hooper, Chief of Staff, Audrey Flores, President of the Associated Students of the University of Nevada, Dr. Deal, Vice President of the Associated Students of the University of Nevada, Lisa Schimmelweiler, President of the Graduate Student Association, Tanya Axel, Co-founder and member of the Arrington College Drive in Class of 2045, Vice President Mike Pence. Please, round of applause for our Black women. Special thank you. Special thank you and a round of applause to the person who has been at the helm and made this ceremony happen. Agent Vice President and Enrollment Services, Dr. Melissa Chirozi, and your team. This ceremony in Reno, Nevada, to acknowledge that the University of Nevada, Reno is situated on the traditional homeland of the Union, Northern Titan. Waka, Niwa, Escatoni, and Niwa, out Southern Hawaiian people. These lands continue to be the gathering place for indigenous people, and we recognize that these connections to these places. Pleasure to start today's ceremony by welcoming co-found members of the American Plains Tribe to start the ceremony with an indigenous blessing. This tradition started by the late Nemo elder, Ralph Burns, and left a lasting legacy, ensuring the Paiute language is continued for 6 generations. Regarding the product of Ralph's legacy, please stand as you're able. Good morning, my name is Mo Collins. I'm going to be speaking as president of the American Plains Tribe, and I'm from Reno, Nevada. Remember today, these are heirs to the ancestral curiosity. Oh God, we need that you shall make it. The Opa Yasi is the lead of your people. Please, not to make the American Plains of Ghana, Mamaki, and the Union, and the Union. Keep the African, keep Bob, keep Sonia Hakuna, the Opa is the Chinese, and the Union of Prayer. My information is Mr. Michael, Mr. Julian. Creator, thank you for giving us this day. We have a lot to be grateful for. Bless everyone gathered here. Life our teachers. With it, we will teach others. Our Mother Earth, our water, our air. Bless everything all around us. Go everywhere. Welcoming the 17th President of the University of Nevada and the first alumnus to serve as President, Ryan Sandoval. Good morning, Wolf Crowd. Good morning, Wolf Crowd. Welcome to the most beautiful campus in all of higher education. Welcome to our historic and beautiful quad. Welcome to the University of Nevada's 2025 Spring Semester Program. And as we come our custom and tradition one last time, everyone over here is going to say yes, and everyone over here is going to say back. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Now, class of 2025, I know you all for being a server. Join me in thinking of small events around our magnificent squad. It's beautiful, isn't it? People from facilities and student services and from university events have all worked incredibly hard to get us to the point of accepting. Please join me in applauding these great people. out the audience, how many Wolfpack 190 we have? Raise your hand. There we go. Now, we cannot thank your friends and family enough for the support that they have given you. We also need to thank the heartbeat of the University of Nevada, our faculty, and staff. Our faculty and staff are quite simply the best in the United States of America. The class of 2025 can be pleased to be applying to friends and family to the University faculty and staff. Carol's story is one of perseverance and determination. 2021 Carlos is a returning student at the Washington University. Brothers during his first year of college. After many efforts, all the way working and raising a family, Carlos decided to come back to complete psychology. Now, when he reapplied to university, his GPA was high enough to be admitted. He was out to some classes as a non-degree student until he was able to obtain a higher GPA to be admitted. As he returned and took classes, in which he performed well, Carlos continued to work full-time. He would take 2 or 3 classes a semester, slowly but surely working toward his goal of becoming a degree. So Carlos does. His advisor in the College of Science, Taylor Diamond, has called Carlos' story a focus and drive one of the most immediate history success stories I've ever seen. Carlos, you couldn't agree more. Congratulations, Carlos. Now, among the school social work graduates this morning is Ashley Lunt. There's Ashley. Ashley, who comes to us from Sonoma, California, has followed a long and winding path in youth and employment. Ashley attended 11 elementary schools, 6 high schools, and made several unsuccessful college attempts. First generation college student and single mother of 3, Ashley never gave up. Today, she graduated with a degree in social work. She has said the success was made possible by the support of school social work and the disability resources. Today, she works as a Washington County crisis intervention training specialist for law enforcement and has created a forensic peer support program to support justice impacted individuals. The last thing we want you to know is what you have done to help others is the embodiment of who we are as a university. You all are what these daily examples illustrate to us, what our history has always told us, is that greatness resides in each and every one of us. That in your efforts to bring about change in your own lives, you're changing your community, education, or business, is underground. congratulations on a wide range of disciplines in the youth program. With great skills, time, and effort, significant intellectual and physical investment, you're now in the class for one highly important moment of your life. Our university has set a very high bar to finally arrive at this moment. Our team is to celebrate your accomplishments in this ceremony while recognizing that this is only the beginning of next month, and even greater horizons to come. Congratulations, and good luck to all of you, and let's start awarding the group. Presenting the candidates for advanced degrees from graduate school, Vice Provost of Graduate Education, Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Michael Silverman. President, I present to you two candidates for the doctoral. Colonel David Paul, Physics, tutored by Dr. Richard Trunken. Christopher J. Merlin, Chemical Physics, tutored by Dr. Matthew J. Tucker. Statistics and data science, tutored by Dr. Bella Pamasta. Statistics and data science, tutored by Dr. Anya Pamasta. Elizabeth Navarro, atmospheric science, hosted by Dr. Eric M. Wilcox. Julia Brockman, presented by Dr. Barry Brennan. Madeline Roman, presented by Dr. Barry Brennan. Ecology, Evolution, and Conservation, presented by Dr. Laura Pritchett. Alexander P. Rowland, Physics, presented by Dr. Sean Casey. Atmospheric science, presented by Dr. Sean Constantine. Buddha, again. Socially. Taking Nicole with. Social work. Being person. Social work. Fatima Morales. Social work. Marine excavation. Social work. Social work. way. Graciela Moreno, social way. Sophia Ashley Goodwin, social way. Representative basic cross-section of our world. Amidst their graduate studies on our campus state throughout the country and for the nations across the globe. They represent one of the most humanistic coalitions in 1995. Although their personal stories are all different and speak to the richness of human experience, we always be unified in thread. The extraordinary quality of these individuals is what they represent to our community. They embarked on the path for taking a vast degree that they wanted to make our world a better place. Once on our campus, guided by faculty members who have challenged and encouraged them, they retained excellence, hosted scholars, and individuals. They realized that there are no limits to who you want to back to the think, the question, the test, to ultimately find wisdom and truth. Although this is indeed the culmination of years of hard work, this moment we're about to recognize is not represented as conclusion. It marks the start of something special. The individuals who are candidates for advanced degrees represent our next generation of leaders. Let's applaud them for what they've done, and let's eagerly anticipate what they are yet to do. Dr. Kimmelmeyer, please present the candidates for the conferral of degrees. With all candidates for the conferral and what you stand as models. The President of the National Academy of the data, the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon those fulfilling the appropriate requirements to adopt one of the master's degrees recommended by the faculty of the university with all the rights, privileges, and obligations belonging thereto. Congratulations, it's officially done. Presentation of the candidates for bachelor's degrees, I will call upon the deans of the colleges and schools. And the candidates for the College of Science, Dean Luca Holtz-Week. President Sandro, I present to you the candidates for the bachelor's degree from the College of Science. Elizabeth Mendoza, biology. Adam Mohammed, biology. Psychology. Hello, Colorado. Michael Ken Wong. Psychology. Bryce Dean Wellman. Psychology. Kevin Edward Kahara. Psychology. Roman Anthony Sophie. Psychology. Biology. Alexis O'Leary, psychology. Nicole Burnell, psychology. Scott Henry Hartman, biology. Zachary Edward Wilhite, psychology, computer science and engineering, 1874 scholar. Charlie Jerome Goodwin, psychology. Brendan Monroe, psychology, sociology. Leland Cole China, as an old. Children, Leland Anderson, biology. Anthony Michael Phelps, microbiology and immunology. Ella Labarova, microbiology and immunology. Myers Barcelona. Alexandra Silva, microbiology and immunology. 1874 scholar. Psychology. Psychology. Nathan Wayne Brett, geology. Lindsay Rowley, psychology. Why is it made them names of psychology? Sociology. Jeffrey R. Goodright, Jr., psychology. psychology. Daniel Christopher Oliveira, theology. James Andrew Mullins, psychology. Christina Perry, chemistry and psychology. Justin R. Draper, chemistry. Emily Rockman Wolf, chemistry. Psychology. Human development from science. Alonzo B. McGowan, psychology. Human development and family science. Edward E. Buckle, biology. Sarah Magdalene Rose, psychology. Gabriel Horn Stewart, psychology. Nicola Rose Sargenti, psychology. Zoe Waters, psychology. Mark Thomas Mauricio, psychology. Anna Yurtsever, biology. Myra Federico Fernando Valade, biology. Juliana Marie Fuller, chemistry. Madison Claire Snackle, biology. Crystal Marie Peak, biology. Emily Faith Perry, anthropology, psychology. Lily Culler, psychology. Daniel Arthur Warner, geography, international affairs. Daniel Thomas Mullen, geography. Elizabeth Griffith, psychology. Jessica Miller, psychology. Reverend Aaron Huntington, neuroscience. Gordon Logan, psychology. Michael Tolkien Garrett, chemistry. Gerald Philip Susan Hernandez, psychology. Aiden Will Lafayette, unified engineering and mathematics. Jeffrey White, psychology. Cool Warhead. Melanie Heather, psychology. Psychology. Grace Castro Alfonso, psychology. Marinara Valerie Ortiz, biology. Sanchez, psychology. Building leaders advocate, psychology. Gray Stroud, terrorism, philosophy, political science, psychology, sociology. Anthony Brister, biology. Nathan Christopher Nicholas, microbiology and immunology. Kevin C. Bonello, psychology. Aubrey Grace Price, psychology. Andrew Siciliano, geology, cum laude. Taylor Marie Nimble, biology. Edward Grace Baltimore, biology. Thomas Dagorarian. James Paul Word, geology. Greta Susan Casey, biology, chemistry. Ramona W. Cody, Friday. One, learning experience. Neuroscience. Magna cum laude. Sarah Sullivan. Neuroscience. Anita Sage Mills. Psychology. Leopoldo Raul Dominguez Jr. Biology. Jennifer D. Lucas Gomez. Psychology. Caitlin Marshall Senegal. Biology. Neil F. Thompson. Psychology. Biology. Benjamin Riccoberto. Biology. Joshua Allen Rail. Neuroscience. Secondary educational biology. Cameron Bradley Xavier Kellogg. Neuroscience. Elizabeth Young Patterson. Biology. Leah Frankel. Biology. Anna Michelle Humphrey. Psychology. Abigail Michelle Moreno. Psychology. Ashley J. Shaw. Psychology. Psychology. Odessa Ann Stewart. Psychology. Kelsey Nicole Nugget. Psychology. Summa cum laude. Faisal Salam. Neuroscience. Biology. Christian Warner. Biology. Melina Leland Murphy. Biology. Nicholas Fernandez. Biology. Ingrid Alexander Jordan. Psychology. Emma Molly Hope Stauffenberg. Neuroscience. Neuroscience. psychology. Emily Sue Ross, neuroscience. Claire Elizabeth Sloan, psychology. Austin Gabriel Schultz, psychology. Spanish, summa cum laude. Psychology. Social work. understanding what the people accomplishing. Character, resilience, on display at the entire day. Graduates, regardless of the 25, move forward, please remember to take a moment to think back to your time in the bus. What you've learned, and how that knowledge prepared and inspired you for the task that you'll lie ahead. For the candidates for all bachelor's degrees at all colleges and universities, please rise as you are able. Virtue of the laws of the state of Nevada, the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon those who show the appropriate requirements of bachelor's degrees recommended by the faculty of the university on the rights, privileges, and obligations combined thereto. Congratulations, you've done it, well passed. Now please welcome the Nevada Alumni Council President, Mark Hill. Unfortunately, my message is very brief. On behalf of the University of Nevada Alumni Association, your Alumni Association, congratulations to the class of 2025. You can now all call yourselves one of more than 125,000 university graduates. Alumni play a large role in the success of current students, so I urge you to remain involved with your alma mater, no matter where your next institution is. Stay connected by helping recruit future alumni. Become a career mentor at Trent University events. Join one of our more than 30 clubs and chapters. The opportunities are endless, and we are here to help support you one after graduation. It's the most pathway. Remember, there is no limit to what a Nevada graduate is capable of. And you will always be a member of this path. The Alumni Association welcomes you all to our family. You are now officially alumni. Congratulations to Joe Pack. Thank you, Mike. Following our university's good start in the position, we rise to a level of global meeting our alma mater, led by the Wolfpack Quartet and the commencement class. Thank you for a little pop quartet for the 2019 and new state for introduced for information, revocation, and different ones too. Now, further ado, now we can go the class of 2025 men. Celebrate this incredible milestone. Every graduate will receive an official 2025 commitment goal. And this is the diploma of the last two symbols of achievement, lifelong championship and impact. Please wear this proudly in the years to come. Before we ask our graduates to do the national and student festival productions, the platform party will lead the festival followed by the faculty and all practice. Now for the final symbolic act of commitment, graduates of California and lifetime will now signifies their knowledge as students of the university. It is now going to officially move the cap to practice from the right side of the cap to the left. Congratulations to the class of 2025 and go hard!